Hello everyone, in this particular lecture we are going to learn about that how to work with the nested documents and array in CRUD operation, right? So what are these nested documents? Basically you can see the way we store data in MongoDB, it is stored inside these curly bracket which we call JSON. But let me tell you that MongoDB don't store the data in the JSON format, but it store it in the form of BSON, which is binary JSON. Now what is this? Let me explain you. So you can see here we are having this curly bracket. Earlier we called it the JSON, but why I'm calling it binary? Because inside this JSON we can store the data again in the form of object, in the form of array, right? So we are storing the data in the nested documents and the arrays, right? And that's why it is called the BSON. So let me explain you and teach you that how we can work or do the CRUD operation with such kind of data, right? So let's go to the MongoDB first and understand. This is my what? So this is my collection and basically student, and this is the database. And here you can see that there's no data available right now. And what we are going to do is that we are going to insert data like these, right? So let's go and let's do it. So here you can see that this is the complete environment to connect our basically this backend with the MongoDB, right? What I have used is Mongo client, then a URL, right? Which is the basically Atlas connection string, right? And then we created our client and then we made our client to get connected. After that, basically we given our collection name, right? And now we are going to start the work, right? So first of all, what I will do is that I will explain you that how you can insert a document with the nested document, right? Okay, for that purpose, let me first silent my copilot for a few minutes. Yeah. So insert document with nested document, right? So for that purpose, what we do, we just write here await, then this collection, right? This collection is which collection it is? It is students. You can see here. This is students, right? So this is the collection which is mentioned here. Got it? So await collection dot insert one, right? Put a bracket and then put a curly bracket like this, and inside of this just write your complete data like this. You can see the name, age, course, address is in the curly bracket because I have given two different keys and values, right? City and the pin code. And in the subject I have used this array. Now how these work I'll explain you in the later part, but this is the way how we insert the data, right? So inside of this let's write inserted data, right? Let's just save it, and here let's go to the terminal and run it. Got node index.js, press enter. It is taking time. Fine. Okay, done. So what happened? Why it is showing connection closed? Okay, so connection closed in this particular line, right? So in the finally, basically you can see we are after every retrieval, I'm in the finally I'm doing what? Client dot close. If you don't want it, you can just comment it down or remove it, right? Okay, fine. Now basically with this particular line of code we have successfully inserted our data. Let's see in our database. So let's refresh it, and let's check. So here you can see the data is now inside our collection, and in the address it is showing me an object, and when you click on it you will see the city and the pin code. And when you click on the subject, this is basically an array bracket 3, right? When you click on it you can see math, physics and CS like this. Got it? Now after this, after inserting this particular data, let's move forward, right? Let's move forward toward reading the data, right? So if I want to read the data, let's say I want to read this something inside this address, right? I want to read something inside this address, then how we can do it? Let me show you. So basically we are going to perform the read operation. So inside let's create a variable name. Okay, I'm going to search with the help of this Delhi, right? So I'll write Delhi student equals to await collection dot find, put a bracket inside of this. Let's put the curly bracket. Right now here, since we are going to search with the help of this particular object, right? Got it? I'm going to search for this Delhi, right? So for that purpose, what we need to do is just put this string here, right? After that, write the basically your address. So basically in this particular data, if you check here, we are having this address, right? And then inside this address we are having what? We are having the city. So we will write here address.city, right? So address.city is Delhi, like this. So it will help me or help the MongoDB to find that particular data which is having address.city is Delhi, right? So like this, and after doing this, just make the data in the form of array, right? To array. So after this, let's print it. So console.log, and here I'll write Delhi student. Let's save it. After saving, let's do one thing. Let's run it, right? So I'll do what? Node index.js. Press enter, and yes, it is done. So if you go, sorry, if you see here, when I did address.city as Delhi, so it has found this particular data which is having the address city as Delhi, right? So when you want to go inside the object of a particular object, what you need to do, you need to put this dot, right? You need to put this dot. Now what we do in the case of this array? Now the question arises with the array, right? So let's understand that also. So for that purpose, what we will do is that let's do it from here only, right? So I'm just going to remove it, and here I'll write let's say I want to find the student who is having the subject as physics, right? So simply in that particular case, when you are having an array, and so for that purpose you just need to write it like the same way, subject as any subject which you want. So let's write physics, right? So what it will do, it will find me this data, right? So let's just save it, and after saving, let's run it again. So you can see again it found the same data. Why? Because here the subject is physics. So earlier what we do while finding the data, we just write find name as Piyush, so it will find the data which is having the name as Piyush. Similarly, in the case of subject which is having an array, so either you write subject as math, physics, CS, it will find this particular complete data set, right? This is how it works. I hope you understood the concept. Now let's move forward toward the next concept. So let's just make it comment down. And now after reading, we had learned about inserting, we had learned about reading. Now it's time to learn about the update, right? So let's learn about the update part. So for the updation, what we will do, let's write await collection dot update one, and here I'll write what, that find the data first by the name of Piyush, right? So a data, first data which is having the name as Piyush, so I'll write name as basically Piyush, right? Okay, put it inside the curly bracket, make sure, right? And after that put a comma. So this will do what? This first line will make the filter. This first line will make the filter. Now I want to do what? I want to change this particular data. You can see this address is having, I want to change the city name, right? So how to change that nested document data, right? This is our task. So it is very simple. You just need to put the curly bracket, like already we learned that how we do it, right? Then $set, and then put a colon here, then again a curly bracket, And inside of this, similarly what we did earlier, like put a string, right, address.city, and then colon, and you want it what, let's change it from Delhi to Mumbai, like this. Yeah, so just do it like this, the same way, right? So let's just save it and update it, right? So let's run it again, and first clear it and write node index.js. So you can see here the city is Delhi, right? And when I will run it now, let's refresh it, right? And you can see now that the city is Mumbai, right? So we have successfully updated the data of the nested document, right? Now, coming up to the next part, which is deletion. So how we delete, I think it is the most easiest part, but let's understand that also, right? So how to delete something? So for that purpose, let's write await collection dot delete one, right? And how we delete it, we just need to find the data, right, with some filter. And what we are going to use as a filter, we are going to use this nested data which is present, right? We are going to use this as the filter data. So for that purpose, let's write the curly bracket here, and I told you that how we do it, just write address dot city, and here inside of this let's write Mumbai, right? Let's save it, or let's just console.log delete it like this, right? So let's just go here, press enter, and yes, it is deleted. So let's just refresh it and see whether the data is present or not. So yeah, you can see the query is 0 now. So by this method we successfully learned that how we delete the data, and in this particular video we successfully understood that how to work with the nested document and array in the CRUD operation in MongoDB, right? So this is all about today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.